The most powerful man in the world wrote a private diary he never wanted anyone to read. In it, he confessed something shocking. He woke up most mornings not wanting to face the day. That man was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commander of armies, the closest thing the ancient world had to a god on earth. And yet, his private journal, the book we now call Meditations, reads like the diary of someone barely holding it together. Plague was killing millions across his empire. His wife was rumored to be unfaithful. 8 of his 13 children died. His most trusted general betrayed him and declared himself emperor. Sound familiar? Not the empire part, the feeling. The feeling that life keeps hitting you from angles you never saw coming. You fix one problem, 2 more appear, and everyone keeps telling you to stay positive, which is about as useful as telling a drowning man to try being dry. But here's what nobody tells you about falling apart, and it's the reason most advice makes things worse. When life collapses, your brain does something cruel. It doesn't just process the bad event, it replays it. It rehearses future disasters that haven't happened. Psychologists call it rumination. Marcus called it suffering before it is necessary. You're not living one crisis. You're living it 100 times in your head. And modern life pours gasoline on this fire. Every notification is a tiny emergency. Every scroll shows you someone doing better than you. We are the most comfortable humans in history, and somehow the most anxious. The tools we were given, distraction, venting, toxic positivity, are like painkillers for a broken bone. They numb. They don't set the bone. The first rule sounds simple, almost insulting, but Marcus used it to survive a betrayal that should have started a civil war. When General Avidius Cassius declared himself emperor, Marcus's advisors demanded rage, revenge, executions. Marcus wrote instead, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." This is not denial. It's a separation. There is the event, and there is your judgment about the event. The event is outside you. The judgment is yours. Traffic is not stressful. Your verdict that it shouldn't be happening is. So rule 1, when life hits, ask what actually happened. Strip the story, keep the facts. The facts are almost always smaller than the story. Rule 2 is about a fortress no army in history has ever breached, and you already own it. Marcus spent years on the freezing Danube frontier, in war camps, surrounded by death. His secret was this: people look for retreats in the country, by the sea. But you can retreat into yourself at any moment. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, the part of your mind that no event, no person, no disaster can enter without your permission. Practically, when everything is chaos, narrow your world to the next single action you control, not the outcome, the action. Cook 1 meal, send 1 email, take 1 walk. The Citadel is built 1 controlled action at a time. Rule 3 is the most counterintuitive idea in all of philosophy. Most people get it completely wrong. Amor Fati, love your fate. Not accept it, not tolerate it, love it. Marcus wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it. The obstacle becomes fuel." This isn't pretending the divorce, the layoff, the diagnosis is good. It's a decision. Since this happened, I will use it. The Stoics noticed something we keep forgetting. Almost everyone you admire was forged by the worst chapter of their life, not the best one. You don't get the strength without the fire. Rule 4 is the one Marcus repeated to himself more than any other, because he knew he was running out of time, and so are you. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Morbid. The Stoics found it liberating. Death is the ultimate perspective machine. The argument you've replayed for 3 days, will it matter in a year? In 10? Your deathbed self already knows the answer. When life falls apart, this thought shrinks the rubble. Most of what crushed you this week won't even be a memory in 5 years. So spend your finite attention accordingly. The final rule is a mental exercise. NASA accidentally proved real 2,000 years after Marcus invented it. Marcus practiced imagining his life from far above. The armies like ants, the empires like anthills. Astronauts report the same thing involuntarily. They call it the overview effect. From orbit, borders vanish, conflicts look absurd, and what remains is tenderness for the whole fragile thing. You don't need a rocket. Close your eyes. Rise above your room, your city, your timeline. Your crisis is real, but it is also one small scene in an unimaginably vast story. Both things are true. The view from above doesn't erase your pain. It gives it proportion. Marcus Aurelius died in a plague camp far from home, in the middle of an unfinished war. By every external measure, his life fell apart. And yet the private notes he wrote to survive it became the most read book of practical wisdom in human history. He never knew. He wrote them only for himself. That's the final lesson. You don't practice these rules to fix your circumstances. You practice them to become someone circumstances can't break. If this helped, the next video, Seneca's 3 Techniques for Anxiety, goes deeper. And if you want one Stoic idea each week, subscribe. It costs nothing. And as Marcus would say, you could leave life right now. So spend your time well.